if you don't mind introducing yourself a little bit in terms of, I always like to find how did you end up becoming a family business consultant? What was your path? What was your journey to get here? Because it seems that there's always a rhyme or a rhythm to, a pattern to how we end up in these areas, but they're all different. So I'm just curious, tell us how you got here.
Okay, well, I'll give you the honest to God's truth. I grew up on the same block as our family business in a small town in northwestern Ohio. And so I used to walk down as a 10-year-old, 12-year-old to hang out at the office with my dad and aunts and uncles. So I was kind of programmed to be a business guy and kind of programmed to go to the family business. When I graduated from college and grad school, I had cousins back in the business. My father said, you're going to come back and join the business. And I said, no. And so I want to get some outside experience first. And for other reasons as well, I thought I needed to develop myself. And so I really didn't plan on going into the family business. Went to join Touche Ross at the time, it's now Deloitte, became a partner in our management consulting practice. Then my father decided, who was president, that he wanted to retire. He said he was ready to kind of semi-retire. Of course, the first question is, anybody that's in the next generation, what does that mean, semi-retire? That's not the kind of music you want to hear from the prior generation, particularly one that was authoritarian in style. So we hired an outside president, so we kind of went through that whole experience, and that didn't really work out as well as you might imagine, for his style was different and so on. So they came back again about a year and a half later and said, can you come back and run the business? And at that point in time, I thought, yeah, I probably should, because we didn't have a lot of alternatives. And as I mentioned, and I'll mention later, if you don't have a succession plan in place, unfortunately, the best alternative is often just to have to sell the business, which is a terrible position to be in. And so we were in that kind of position. Didn't have people back in the business that could run it. We hired an outsider, that didn't work. So I was kind of the last choice, to keep it going. And so we did, and it went real well. We grew it significantly and so on. So then we had two businesses, and one I sold, the main operating company, to a public company. I got involved with the public company. We did an industry consolidation. Then thereafter, I started serving on a bunch of boards and PE investing and some consulting. Finally, when we moved out here to Santa Barbara, I wanted to continue consulting because I started to retire, and that didn't work well for me. And so I thought I would continue being this broad general management consultant, and realized nobody knew me. Nobody really cared whether you think you can do a bunch of stuff or not. But I do know a lot about family businesses, so I decided to specialize. So that's basically, it's kind of like the fourth career, and it's perfect because it's something that I've lived my whole life with. I've learned a lot from other areas of experiences that I can bring to the family business community that a lot of people don't get exposed to. It gives me a chance to work, teaching and consulting and writing and so on. So it's just kind of my last phase.
Nice. And when did you start the consulting piece? How many years ago?
Well, I've been on 15 different boards, 2 public company and 13, I guess, private company, and most of those were family businesses. So
got it.
I've been consulting all along since we sold the main operating company. I left the family business, so to speak, as from a CEO perspective, to stay on the board for our real estate businesses. Once we sold the operating company, I was looking forward to the public company experience and other experiences. So I've been consulting since 1999 in the family business and private business area. And of course, from 77 to 88, I was a professional Deloitte consultant and left there as a partner. So I've been consulting a long time.